Okay, so I just picked up a Glock 19. It's a 9mm, it's a Generation 4 compact. And I figured I'd kind of go through and just look at the differences that I see between my older Glocks. I have a 23C here and a 27 subcompact. And, I'm sure you can read up on, see all the extreme technical differences between the two, but I like to just kind of go through and explain what I visually see the differences, and you can make that call if it's worth going with a Gen 3 or 2 or a used 1 or whatever you think works for you. So as always, I like to go through and make sure that we do a safety check on all of them. I did have live rounds in these because I do carry these. Okay, that one's clear. This one's brand new. Still doesn't hurt. Do a safety check. It's clear. Never had a round in it. And the 23 is loaded. We're clear. Ready the flashlight. Alright, so really just looking at the gun, the first thing I notice is the grip. It definitely has more texture right here. You have the ability to put the extensions here on the back of the grip with the little pins. That's one of the things that sticks out the most immediately. The magazine release is definitely different from the subcompacts, or the compacts, I'm sorry. This is a much larger magazine release on the Gen 4 opposed to this small little one on the older version. And I'm just guessing that this is a Gen 1. It's pre-2000. Really don't know how to tell. There's probably a way to look it up by the number, the serial number, or maybe there's something I'm missing. But anyway, I haven't even researched on the internet trying to figure out how to decipher the difference. I've actually put different sights on my compact. This still has the stock plastic sights on it, of course, and so it's kind of hard to do a comparison on the sights. But the other ones that came on the 23, they looked almost identical to that. I would think there was no difference in them. So the caliber is different, so that's kind of throws you off a little bit. The 23 is a little bit wider. I'm guessing that's because it is a 40 cal as opposed to the 19, a little bit smaller round. So I wouldn't compare the thickness of the firearm because of the caliber difference. The grip just feels different all around. It feels like the backside right here and above where the back of your thumb would be kind of wraps back a little bit more. It's kind of hard to tell just by looking at it, but it definitely feels different. Like I mentioned before, there's these raised dots. That's definitely different as opposed to this flat kind of meshy type surface. There's much more grip feeling in this, and I know that my 23 is a little bit old, but even so, you can feel a difference between the patterns on here and just the sharpness of the dots. So I don't think it's because my gun's worn. The slide lock button right here looks the same to me. The slide release looks the same. I don't see too many other differences. Up here on the front, you have on the Gen 4, once again, improved texture as opposed to the 23. It's very, very worn down, just not well defined. The actual mount looks very, very similar right here on the two of them. I don't see any changes there. There's a little bit of a difference here in the casting, or the mold. This looks a little bit more polished. It doesn't have such a defined seam line right here. It's got some little square smooth spot right there. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. Maybe for the Glock laser or something, I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and tear it apart real quick. Dry fire it. And this is mostly a comparison between the compacts instead of the subcompact. Oops, I missed it. So you have the two slides, and the 40 and the 9 are very, very similar, but obviously the barrel's gonna be a little bit different, and maybe some other components that are different. You can see that I noticed it right away when I took it open, and you can see the back side of the serial number plate. There's 3 holes drilled over here on this, and there's definitely some differences in the mechanics of the frame. Once again, it's hard to compare because it is a different caliber, but I can just tell that the molds are a little bit different. It looks like they've tried to make some improvements, maybe save some weight. Who knows? But they're definitely different on the frame. The spring, this has, similar to my XD, it has 2 springs, one smaller one that's got thicker gauge of bars around it. There's this metal sleeve that holds the 2 springs together, as opposed to the single spring here on the Gen 1, which I've heard that these wear out and a lot of people replace them all the time. I have not had to replace mine yet. I do not have all that many rounds through it, but I haven't replaced it. Then the front of the firearm definitely looks different. I once again, I'm not sure if that's caliber related or gen related. So anyway, I guess there's probably not much more to compare that I can compare because the calibers are different. But the grip, and I'm sure the overall mechanics of the firearm are better and have been improved, being it's been such a long time since they designed the first gen that I have. So that's pretty much it. Put it back together. And so there you have it. You have the two compacts and a subcompact. And that's it.